Friends of Gravity, it's that time of the year again. A major toy manufacturer puts out a Star Wars themed set and I have the honor to test it. This here is GraviTrax Star Wars action set Death Star. As some of you might have noticed, I have long been a fan of Star Wars themed Gravity toys, and once I learned that GraviTrax was to come out with a Star Wars set, I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And doesn't this look fantastic? It's very heavy. I hope that's not all cardboard, because I think the Death Star shaped base plate is made from cardboard. I like the design of those turret towers. There are X-Wing fighters here and TIE fighters. Even the standard GraviTrax tiles seem to have been beautified here with this Star Wars space design. And my absolute favorite so far is the red Darth Vader marble up here. Amazing. On the back side of the box there is a list of the elements that are in there. This base plate apparently is 35 inches wide or 88 centimeters, and there are two of these building plates. One is shaped like a Star Destroyer and the other in the shape of the Millennium Falcon. And this also features a couple of special elements. Here is the scoop module, a spiral, those flex tubes and this transfer thing here, 3 of them. So quite a selection. Let's get this out. How do you open this up? I think you have to kind of destroy it to open it. I don't like that too much. This looks a little bit cheapo. I can't even put that up there properly. But the main box looks nice. GraviTrax Star Wars with a big instruction booklet. So apparently we have like character marbles now. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Darth Vader and a TIE fighter pilot. Some dramatic imagery here from the original Star Wars movie. Is this even Mark Hamill? I guess so. The tracks are all transparent. I think that is pretty cool. The height tiles are neatly packed up here. That's nice. This is one of the turret towers and the marbles can run through there. Kind of cool. These are the Death Star base plates. They are made from cardboard, like the usual base plates in GraviTrax. And this is the Millennium Falcon, and this is, I think, a little bit disappointing because this is actually made from cardboard too, and I would have hoped to see this made from plastic, so that's a little bit cheapo, I think. And this here is the Star Destroyer, much larger, but still made from cardboard. This kind of looks cool, this black Star Wars box. But it's just regular cardboard basically. It's not the more high quality boxes of the regular GraviTrax sets. First thing I gotta do, I'm gonna take a look at those marbles. I still can't really believe that they made Star Wars character marbles. But yes, indeed, this is Luke Skywalker as a marble. And this here is marble Han Solo. I'm absolutely shocked. And this is marble Darth Vader.
The rebels will soon regret their disobedience to the Empire.
And there are even 3 of the TIE fighter pilot marbles. I'm gonna follow these instructions a little bit and set up the different things like it's described here. So this here is 4 X-Wing fighters, I guess. Do you know Kinder Surprise eggs? This is a little bit like that. So this is what the finished X-Wing looks like. Yeah, this is really like those Kinder Surprise eggs. You get a bunch of small plastic pieces and then you make it a little toy element. But yeah, they're neat. Why not? That's it for the X-Wings. Next on the instruction booklets are the TIE fighters. They're even a little bit simpler. They consist of 4 parts and they're just pressed together like that. But the Empire has always been a little more simple-minded, I guess. These are the TIE fighters. Done with those. These are the classic GraviTrax tiles in the new Star Wars design. They try to emulate, obviously, the Star Wars spacecraft surfaces. Kind of cool, I like that. This set also features a couple of those columns in a special Star Wars color. I'm gonna get all of this out and set it up. I explained how to set those up in my video about the GraviTrax vertical extension, so right now I'm just gonna quickly set those up. It's a little bit tricky to put those together, I have to say. And then there are the turret towers. They also need to be put together. That's what these base elements are for. You just click them in here like this. And they feature different track elements. So this here is a straight one. Some of the other ones are curved. And one reason this looked like plastic and not like cardboard on the box is that this will be fitted with those plastic thingies here onto which the GraviTrax tiles then fit. Gonna start with the Star Destroyer. So each of those holes is fitted with one of those elements from the bottom and then another one from the top. It's not super easy. I think the best way is to put it flat on the table. This is what this Star Destroyer looks after you've inserted those plastic thingies. And the Millennium Falcon, a little bit smaller. Well, that's it. Now I have to quickly set up the special elements. I'm going to start with the transfer. So you just pop this little white element in down here, and then you add one of these. That's how those work, I guess. The scoop has to be set up as well. Those marbles just click in here, and then they get attached to the scoop. And when a marble rolls in here, it kind of pulls this trigger here like in a mouse trap and gets scooped up. And then there are these tunnel elements. They just click together like this. And you can connect two of those and have the marble exit the tube in any angle on a lower level. And here there are two funnels with these kind of flexible exit tubes. Kind of cool, reminds me of Luke Skywalker hanging beneath the city in the clouds. This could kind of be the place where he drops out before he's hanging there. And there are two of these spiral elements. So there's a first element here that you have to click onto this white tile piece. And from here you can kind of build up the spiral by adding more elements. And once you have the feeling your spiral is high enough, you can end it with this entry element, like that. So you can adjust the height of this element flexibly. So because I just used very few elements on this one, I can really build this up quite high. And then there are a couple of switches and starter elements. I'm going to set those up as well. Ending piece, a standard GraviTrax switch, kind of a drop-down element. This element kind of functions as a receiver for this element, so the marble can drop down here and land here. So I got everything out of the little plastic bags and prepared everything. So now let's build a little Death Star marble run. The first question, of course, is this Death Star base plate. Will I somehow fit this on this table? This huge base plate here is certainly impressive, and this instruction booklet here actually features building instructions for different courses, And I definitely want to set up one that features both the Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon. So I will try and set up course number F here. That's the last one that's in the booklet. But I got the orientation of this Death Star wrong. I need to spin it around. So the first step of this only features height tiles. It's not so easy to see to which position each of these height tile columns go. That was step number one. And the next step features a lot of just track tiles. So I will start with this switch here because that's a simple spot that's easy to find, and I'll start from there. This is the ending piece, and this goes right here behind this column, so hard to see. So they magnified this here in the instruction booklet. This here is the Gauss cannon, this goes here. And then also the scoop, that goes here. Step number 4, we're gonna lay some tracks now. I think I have everything for number 4. That's 6 track elements and the tube. For step number 5, enter the Millennium Falcon. That was step number 5. Now for number 6, the Star Destroyer.
The rebellion, it seems, doesn't realize the severity of what it is confronted with.
And some more tracks at number 7. The course looks almost completed. For number 8, it's only decoration. So the little X-Wings and TIE Fighter models, you click them onto one of these transparent thingies here, and then they decorate the track. Some of these track elements feature those little holes where you can stick those onto. This is what this looks like. Same with the TIE Fighters. So this was the first time that I set up a GraviTrax course according to building instructions. Feels a little bit unfamiliar, but of course the advantage is you don't have to think much, you just follow the instructions, and a couple of minutes later you end up with the finished course. So these are all the elements that are left. It's a little bit sad. I think I would have liked a setup where I use all those elements. Okay, I'm gonna try this out now. So this didn't work. Let's figure out why. I changed a couple of things, so let's see if it works now. This also didn't work, so I added another half height tile, so let's see. Now it worked. All 3 marbles made it to the finish. I'm gonna have Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader and Han Solo race through this course again. Yeah, now it works quite reliably. I'm gonna do a couple of slow motion shots. Yeah, so this works. This track setup here, I think that's quite convincing. It's a neat little setup on this Death Star here. Overall, this is a solid GraviTrax set that allows you to set up multiple courses, not just the one that I set up now, but there are other instructions for other builds in here, and of course you can always build freely with that. I really enjoyed the selection of special elements, the flex tubes, the scoop, the transfer and the spiral. I like those a lot. And what I also enjoy is this element here that lets the marble run a little bit slower with higher rotation and then lets it speed up after it exits this track element. The Star Wars factor, I think the license has been executed very nicely here. This kind of tickles my nerd neurons. It's a goofy but happy reunion with the heroes of my childhood. I like the color scheme. I like the little X-Wing fighters, so definitely some Star Wars feeling with this license here. A general question, of course, remains: does GraviTrax need a Star Wars license? Does any kind of Gravity toy or marble run need any kind of license? I don't know. Will any kids, replay the battle for the Death Star in the Marvel universe using those GraviTrax elements? What do you think? Does that make sense to have these kinds of licenses on these kinds of toys? I'm quite unsure about this. I would love to read your opinions on that. And one other question, of course, I like the color scheme of this, but I'm wondering if you combine this with your regular GraviTrax, with the classic GraviTrax green, will this look cool? Or will this somehow be odd and you will always have the feeling, oh, you can't combine those two? So I wonder how people feel to include those elements into their regular GraviTrax setup. What do you think? Price-wise, I mean, this is a legit starter set. You can start your journey into the GraviTrax universe with this set, but it comes with a hefty price tag. I bought this at a discounted price for 75 euros now. The regular price would be 85 something. So for that kind of money, in the past you could get the old starter set XXL. That was definitely better bang for your buck. But since GraviTrax have increased prices all over the range and they follow the good old trend of big corporations to sell you less product for more money, I think where we stand right now in the GraviTrax universe, this is a normal price for a GraviTrax set like that. I think that's a lot of money for just a little bit of plastic, but I also think GraviTrax is a cool system, so what will you do? This was my short video on the new GraviTrax Star Wars action set Death Star. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos on marble runs from every corner of this universe. And please remember, what goes up must come down here at Gravity Bites.